Afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
This has truly been an experience for me. I'm Leanetta McNealy, and I'm a member of the Alachua County School Board.
Yes.
And I'm going to add this, I'm running for re-election. Now, this has been interesting. When Mrs. Williams contacted me and we shared some thoughts yesterday, I have to say, I didn't know how to approach so many of the things that occur on a daily basis in the Alachua County school system. So if you have children in the system, grandchildren, neighbors in the system, you know that we have many challenges. However, if you've ever come in to the district office where we have the board meetings, right behind us, you will see this statement: we are committed to the success of every student. And I tell you, that is the truth. You know, sometimes we say little cliches, but for me, this is the truth. I am committed to the success of all students. Now, what I'm going to share with you this afternoon are different tidbits. So I'm jumping around, and if there is time for a question or two, I will be more than happy to take that. Let me start off to say that Hawthorne has put us on the map. We are so proud of Hawthorne High Athletic Department, girls and boys, winning state championships in basketball. These wins will not only put the Alachua County school system on the map, but it certainly puts Hawthorne on the map. We are so proud of those students. I want to tell you that we serve approximately 28,000 plus students in our system. There are 5 members on the school board. I'm one of them, and I only have 1/5 of a vote. So when you all get angry for the way we carry out our decisions, just know we have 1/5 of a vote. We are all elected, but our Superintendent Clark, is appointed. That is a decision that this board makes for who will lead the district. I like to tell people, even though she is the leader, we are her boss. And the citizens, I feel, are our bosses. That's right. Because you determine where we go, our journey. And yes, there are a lot of things that come in from the state. But I listen to the citizens of this community. Now, we may not always agree, but I want to hear your voices. And many of you have picked up the phone and dialed my digits. I don't mind you having that. And I always tell people, don't call me after 4 a.m. That's usually when I do turn in. And I'm a late sleeper, and I usually get up about 8:30 or 9. But you can always call me. I'm always up, especially listening to Colbert's comments. I love him. I want you also to know that our budget for this year is $250,359,098. That may sound like a whole lot of money, but 90% of our budget goes to salaries. And so out of that $250 million, there is not much left for us. Very recently, the voters in this room, you made a decision back in November to vote for a half-cent sales tax. We are excited, and I thank you for doing that for those of you that did. That new tax is expected to generate $22 million per year for the next 12 years. Now, the majority of that money, you may say, what are y'all gonna do with that? Are y'all gonna cook? What? No, that money will be going toward existing schools, particularly those that have the highest needs. Now, all of the schools will get a piece of that money. But let's take Howard Bishop. I don't know how many of you have been noticing that they are the poster child when it comes to holes and all kind of things that's happening at that school. We had a meeting Thursday night at Bishop, and one of the teachers said, you know, a snake ran through her room. I said, what? And you know, the board members are sitting up there, and I'm listening. We know about all of the leakages and things like that. Well, Bishop, Metcalf, and Idlewild will be the first schools that we will start on, as well as a new school that we are calling right now School I, out in the Oakmont area. Who lives in the Oakmont area? Anyone here? Okay, so that's where the new school is going. Little one who's sitting next to you may be transferring from Wiles Elementary to the new school. Right now it's called New School I, but you know, a name will be developed for that school. One of the things that we did ask for when we take the language in the ask to the citizens, we need to improve the capital outlay that we get from the state. Folks, it's nothing. It's nothing. We could barely keep up with the roof patching. And some of you in this room attended elementary school, high school, middle school, and things haven't changed since you were in that school. So it's past time for us to have improvements. One of the things that we wanted to do is to say that some of our East Side schools would certainly be targeted first. And that's why we are going with Metcalf and Bishop, although Idlewild is not considered Eastern. One of the biggest things, no one, because when you renovate, the children have to go. And no one wants modular buildings in their backyard. You've heard the comments, you've kept up with it on the news, in the news, about Westwood Middle School. You know how much traffic is over there on 8th and 16th and I think it's 34. Is it going to create a problem? Yes. Then we decided, let's take Bishop and leave Bishop where they are, but naturally, the community and the citizens who live on that side of town, they're saying the impact that this is going to cause. Plus, that means that if the modular school is going to be at Bishop, then all of the West people of Westwood, Littlewood, and others, when they get to their renovations, guess where they would be coming? To Bishop's campus. Well, you have to think and see what parents and citizens feel about that. And the most latest thing that's hurting my heart some, the decision to possibly put it at Rawlings Center of Fine Arts, which is located on Northeast 15th. And when you think about all of the modular, not portables now, modular buildings that would go to Rawlings Elementary, and you would say, well, they're gonna only be there 1 year. Oh, no. at least 5 to 7 years, because that's money putting a couple of million modulars on a site where other schools can come and learn. So I'm thinking, wow, you're gonna mix elementary and middle, and right next door to Rollins is Fernside, and that's our 3 and 4-year-old babies. Well, I'm not happy with that either. So the citizens said to us Thursday night, we'll never make everyone happy, and I know that, but get started with these improvements. The state says, too, you cannot knock down a whole school. There's something called the Castaldi Method that you will have to really understand. I don't like that term, Castaldi, because that means that if I go into Bishop and I decide that I would like to renovate the offices and clinics and things like that, that's not necessarily what's going to happen. Every school has a project list, and it's on our website. And if you'd like to go and take a look at that and see what things have been discussed by the staff, parents, leadership as to what will go on in the renovations, please take a look at that. Now I'm going to move away from the half-cent sales tax and go to academics. We know that Alachua County school system is now rated A. How many of you knew that? Oh, good. And you may say, how is that happening? I asked that same question, but there is a formula that the state uses, and Alachua County did fall into that category because we didn't have a true A, but we had the figure that you had to round it up, and so we have the A. But if it hadn't been A, it would have been a B. My problem is with the designation of that grade letter, and when parents see it and when you pass different marquees, you will see we're an A district. That is something to be proud of. But until we get every child in this school system who can read, write, and do math, that letter grade does not impact my heart. Mm-hmm. We have too many children in this district, especially children who look like me, who cannot read, who cannot write, and who cannot understand science and social studies. So what are we going to do about that? You've been hearing this over and over again. What's going to be different? Well, many of you have joined Gainesville for All, and you've heard of the Education Task Force, ETF. Those two groups came together and much deliberation decided that the Alachua County school system needed an equity plan. Something that's not necessarily going to make everything equal, because that's not what equity is all about. It is, what are you going to do on top of, beyond equalization, because there are some sources that need that. So the Office of Equity was implemented back in 2017, and Mrs. Valerie Freeman is the director of that. Now, she has many goals, and I'm hoping that some of you in this room, you are a part of the citizens group that meets when they call those meetings. Parents have been engaged with those. Staff has been engaged. But until you have a voice, citizens, and I'm looking at every single one of you, it is important to cast in what you feel that will help us have equity in this school system. eliminate such racial disparities that we have. You may say, what are you talking about? Well, in the past 5 years, Black student achievement has not improved in any of the 4 subject areas: ELA, English Language Arts, Math, Science, Social Studies, out of 67 counties. Out of 67 counties, and I see Ms. Williams giving me the sign, we are the very last district. I hate to say that, because we have the University of Florida here, we have Santa Fe College here, we right in our backyards. Why is this going on? Well, I have so much other things to tell you, but I've gotten the finger and I don't want another finger. And so I have to stop with that. But I want to encourage all of you. Stay in tune. Go to our website. Come to board meetings if you can. If not, they are normally replayed in 2 days on video. So I thank you for this opportunity. I wanted to tell you a little bit about teacher shortages and all of that, but that's at the next meeting. Thank you so much.